are live. I have been. The call on PlayStation I've been live streaming, but PlayStation likes to be a bit yeah. But if I wasn't live at all, I am back after a few weeks out, and joining me is Jamie Morris. A voice moved through all. Um, that's kind of thrown me off it there, but yeah, we're in Japan round five. It is about qualifying, but yeah, I am joined by Jamie, and I appreciate him for pointing it out to me. I would not have noticed that we didn't have a stream or up otherwise, so I appreciate that, Jamie. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's alright, mate. We were just talking about Danjo as well, because his strategy could have been a blinder, because it was raining towards the start of qualifier, but you don't know if it was just raining and therefore the track was getting greasier and greasier, therefore the soft compound tyre still could be a good tyre to use. He was doing 2 or 3 laps as Alloy goes quicker, so I think it's more into territory now. I think the soft compound tyres are just faded away as they have no longer the peak grip around here as well. The temperatures keep going down as well in the soft compound tyres. He did make a mistake on his first run, Danjo, just went straight off the track in towards 1 and 2 as well. But got some very close lap times and 2,000 separating against Alloy and Relentless Taupe in first and second place there, Leroy, and 8,000 between Hobbsy and 4-star. That's how close it is around a track like this, which is 5.8 kilometers and also a wet circuit.
It is very close indeed, yeah. And I'm currently on board a free fall. He was up in the first set. He come down the middle set. He's up by nearly 6 tenths, which at the moment would put him in around that time he needs to go in pole position. Yeah, but T2 hasn't very close season. In qualifying, the gaps are usually quite close. Obviously, it is much more impressive. A track like this, where you can lose a lot of time in corners and obviously also in the wet. But free fall up to the line, he goes fast as he. Oh my God, look at that! Free fall, Alloy, and Taupe all within 4,000. That is crazy close. And Williams at the moment not got the front row. That is amazing. Kalen, who's currently at 9 tenths up on his lap, coming around the chicane. Oh, lose the back end of it on the exit up to the line for him. We'll see what he does. We get Paul, no, at 0.8, but you have the top 4 all within a tenth, half tenth. Be sure that is crazy close.
And you also have a feeling too that Caleb would have taken pole if he wasn't for the mistake as well out of the final 2 corners, the Casio Triangle chicane, where there's a little bit of a bump on the inside and catch a few people out too, and he definitely got caught up by that one. So Caleb and Ned looking to improve, of course, our championship leader, DNF back in the Bahrain Grand Prix, but ever since then he has been an absolute force to be reckoned with. 2 consistent podiums and a win, 3 podiums in a row for Kalen ever since his Bahrain disaster. But his comeback, his resurgence has been absolutely phenomenal, and he's won in the championship fight. Same with Tope as well in P3. He's also won a race. He's just invalidated 2 in the first set. He was improved, but takes a very wide angle going in towards the hairpin there as well. As Danjo, I think, is finally on the intermediate tyres. No, he's on a brand new set of soft compound tyres. New sauce, mate.
He is still on new sauce. That's quite surprising. I would watch this lap, but I do want to pay attention to this lap. I wonder. I mean, like, because if the Inters and 4-star has set this off as well, I think we could be going towards dry here. Because well, obviously, I mean, like, because if the Inters are faster, unless it's something to do, like, I'm not actually too sure why he sticks off. The softs aren't at least on parity in this, but losing a bit of time in the first sector here, all over the place, really, that rear end of the Aston Martin. There's a yellow flag that is just a car slowing down, I think. Danjo, though, he is still pushing, coming out of the S section now, and LC is delta by the time he gets to the end of the sector. He is up by just under 300 seconds, so he is finding time, which is crucial. 4 standing out on the soft tyres. Pierre will be out soon, and so will Alloy. So I think we are starting to lean towards that time. As Hobbs, sets at 36.7, no, at 36.6, sorry, and he goes up to pole position. I think we are starting to see maybe the soft tyres become the main tyre for these drivers, Jamie.
It is slippery out there, just very, very slippery. Just about managing the tyres as well and get them up to temperature as much as you can as well. Just like in Monsters, Danjo has a massive oversteer just outside of Spoon Corner there. There is his teammate right in front of him as well, Ruben, giving him a nice tow down this back straight. Maybe beneficial. He's 510 up as well, but that's the wrong place. Oh, he goes off the track as well. He's been well disturbed by that. Taking a cute angle, going in towards 130 and completely messed up his rhythm, but he's still going because he hasn't invalidated just yet as he has a bit of a moment out of the final 2 corners. But here comes Danjo towards the line. Is this pole? It's a 37.0, so it tells me we're just on the cusp of the soft compound tyres, but Ruben's car placement was a bit of an unknown there as well. It forced Danjo to go on the inside because he had no idea where he was going to go, Levi.
Yeah, like my camera's been where I didn't catch most of that, but I did catch a bit of it. Yeah, so Ruban, I think trying to help his teammate in a way he could, but ended up kind of impeding it. I watched Four-Star. Four-Star currently P3 in the championship, and now he's coming out of the final corner. I don't the main straight. We'll see what he can do. Everyone seems to have soft touch like this, so I think it is just maybe a case of getting out there late as you can. So I feel like whoever will set on that last will get the best of the track conditions, which could be very crucial before start comes to the S6 and keeping it nice and tidy. Isn't the fastest now, but it's about keeping it clean. I think on these tires, 4-star now around the S section doing so well, keeping his car so neat through there. As I'm seeing now, come the end of the first sector, we'll see his delta. He is up by 5 tenths. It is definitely time for the soft tires, even though it's still raining and the track is still very greasy. It's 4-star a bit of a moment down the exit. Obviously, the track is still a bit greasy, but I definitely see the soft tires are the one to be on right now. 4-star coming out of the hairpin now, very tentative, but I think it is just about trying to find the limit here, because I mean, it's not fully dry by any means. It's still raining and it's still greasy on the track and it's still wet on the track, but it's still fun time. 4-star coming out with spoon curve. Oh my, very a good job there from the save it, because he was very loose in the exit. Towards the end of the sector, 4-star up by 7 tenths. It's definitely. We'll see what he can do here coming through the final sector. 7 tenths will be enough to get him onto pole position for now, although it's a bit early for a lap on these tires, so you'd hope maybe he fueled to go again. Or he could see 4-star drop down. It's fighting the car everywhere on exits, up the line of 4-star. What's it going to be? It's going to be pole position at 36.2, but as you get towards the final 3 minutes, out definitely getting towards the soft tire, Jamie.
So for those on the intermediates like Cavolis, who's out there still in the Inters, I think he's the only driver out there in the Inters so far. The rest of them on the soft compound tyres has to get back in the pit lane now, seeing other people around him being quicker and quicker on the soft compound tyres. Easily stage to qualify where you can either be hero or zero, literally, because sometimes you make the right strategy call, you can be all the way up there, but sometimes as well you get the strategy wrong, you can find yourself all the way to last place. Be on the right tire at the right time, as they say, and definitely Cavolis is on the wrong tyre, but still, I don't think it's on the cusp when he gets back in the pit lane and gets out. He has to get in and get out immediately as well. As Freefall heads down towards turn 1 and turn 2, very nicely through there as well. It's ironic because you want to go as fast as you can, but careful as you can as well. So juxtaposition happening there as well. And here we're coming towards the end of the first set. So you can see a really cautious small trying to see where the limits of the car is. And these guys will be doing 2 or 3 laps on these set of soft compound tyres to try and get a feel for the track as well. Because the tyres will be worn out, but the tyre temperature won't be skyrocketing so high. 6 tenths up in the first sector is 3-4, so definitely signs of the soft compound tyres improving as well. Second Degner seems pretty okay for the time being, but bearing in mind though, you've got to remember every single driver on this racetrack is also exploring. As 3-4 gets a massive tyre slap and hits the wall, and it goes into the wall and lost his wing, just like Carlos Sainz did back in 2015 when he got on the curb on the outside and lost the car as well. Also same in 2022 when he crashed out during that race too when that tractor was caused, and a lot of people were upset about it as well. But 3-4, that's it, qualifying's done for him because he's lost his wing and he won't be able to get back in the pit lane and change it. That's a defining moment for 3-4 there, especially in the championship, Leroy.
That is very bad free fall, 100%. I mean, like, if he either lost traction or maybe like spun or whatever, he could have still went again, but obviously the wing damage is probably costing him that chance, so he could drop down significantly here. As I'm watching this teammate Alloy and the other Williams coming towards Spoon Curve now, but it's really weird because obviously it is time for the soft tires, but it doesn't look it. But like obviously it is, but it really doesn't look like that on track at the moment. Free fall into the pits, yeah, his qualifying's done, so we'll just have to wait and see if Barry falls down. It could be a mistake there, but Alloy and the other Williams 3 tenths down, interestingly, as he comes towards the end of the lap into the chicane now. See if he get no. I think he's backed off, so I think he might be going again in the Williams, which is fair enough. I'm trying to find someone on a lap. Who's on a lap that would be near the end? Rafa in the McLaren, down in 13th, coming towards the end of the middle. He's 1.2 seconds up, which would see him currently go all the way up in the P6. We'll see what he can do coming through the final chicane now. Good apex there, now. As he tracks in the front corner, a bit tentative, but he gets there in the end, a little bit slidey, but up to the line for Rafa. He goes P1, a 36-1. Now, is that a case of seeing the track conditions improve? It's 4-star into chicane. It's 4 tenths up, it goes very deep, and that might cost him his lap up to the line. Fighting the car hard. He misses out on improvement by just under 2 tenths. Hobbsy's done. Hobbsy will not get an improvement. Hobbsy is done in qualifying. And trying to be on the lap as did he in the kick 7 goes P3. That's good from him. Anyone coming towards the end of the lap. I think everyone. I'd call Paradox in the Red Bull to see what he can do. Currently in 11th. Up to the line, what can he set in the Red Bull? Is he going to improve? He doesn't. He improves by 3 tenths, but stays where he was. We're going to go on board with.
Leroy, you might want to keep an eye on the championship leader because Kalen has gone 1 second quicker alone in the first sector. So keep an eye on Kalen as well. He would absolutely obliterate the lap time of Rafa in first place, unless, of course, he makes mistakes or drops it. But it's down to him now to take pole. He's got a pace in the car, but at the same time, they've got to be very precarious about these situations. Curious about the track conditions as well, knowing where to push and how much you can push as well beyond the track, the car capabilities yourself and the track conditions as well. A bit squirrely on the exit spoon curve, but it doesn't have to be nice and neat and tidy because other people as well have suffered. But let's see he's going to set to Leroy. He's 1.2 seconds up, and I'll leave it down to you to commentate the rest of it.
Yeah, Taub goes with 358, but I reckon if Kalen keeps it nice and neat in there, he's going to be fine. More than Kalen here. I come to chicane, he's fine, he's neat and tidy, up it on the exit, but that should be alright. Up to the line for Kalen, it's pole position by 4 tenths, he's pulling out the back at the end, it's a pretty good lap, but 4-star is still going here in the Haas. We'll see if he can improve this time. Now he's into the pits, he's done. Rafa is done, and that is qualifying done. A dry to wet quality, free falling in, only dropped down to 9th, isn't too bad compared to what, no, sorry, 8th. Isn't too bad at all compared to what I couldn't, but Kalen, championship leader, proven why, pulling it up at the end by 4 tenths. He goes on pole, and the top 2 in the championship are top 2 on the grid, so that's very exciting to see. But yeah, you have, I would say, a mixed up grid. I think the likes of Rafa has been towards the middle of the pack, and so it is good to see a bit of a mixed up grid there. But yeah, a thrilling qualifying, and it should be a thrilling race, Jamie.
Exactly. So saw some people as well making mistakes on that lap. Hobbsy, one of them. He couldn't get a lap time on the soft compound tyres. He was out there on them soft compound tyres, but unfortunately couldn't make that work for him. And also 4-star on his previous lap time before his last one. He was about 4 tenths up, but he messed it up in the Castle Triangle chicane. He went out wide, and he couldn't get a second lap time on the board because of his lack of his ERS as well after using it already. So you can really see who benefited and really struggled as well here in the qualifying session. It was all about pushing as hard as you can, but just being cautious as you can, if that makes sense. It's 2 contradictions as well, juxtaposition, but sometimes that's the way it works. If only once, sometimes you're going to be on the absolute limit as well on the Inter or soft compound tyres. Some made it work, and some didn't.
Yeah, exactly, you're right. It's hard for a driver to go slow, but in that qualifying it was all about knowing when to be fast and knowing when to be slow. Obviously though, that means for most drivers it means that they're gonna have a pretty wide selection of tyres around here. And most of them wouldn't use more than one as it is. Oh, never mind, it does not matter. It is raining in the race. It is downpouring, so maybe that's why someone like Danjo was keen to use soft tyres, try and save wet tyres for the race, but we have rain and it is choking it down. So, I mean, we see wet races in Japan quite frequently, the most recent one being 2022. Should make for a very interesting race, Jamie.
Oh yeah, 2022 was an incredible race as well, and not going to mention 2014 for obvious reasons, but we are going to mention 2014 because of what Hamilton and Rosberg did as well. They went side by side, fighting throughout the whole race. I remember both Red Bulls having a difficult qualifying, of course, but they came back to the field as well after overtaking both Williamses around the outside in towards the first sector as well, and we can have some pretty amazing wet races. Hamilton versus Rosberg back in 2014, not to mention the obvious one out of respect as well, but 2022 when Max Verstappen took his second championship in F1, but unfortunately it was announced after the race by about a few minutes time because we didn't know if Charles Leclerc was going to get a 5-second penalty for the incident with Perez, because Perez and Leclerc were fighting down towards the chicane, and unfortunately for Leclerc he missed out on the championship. Wasn't going to get it anyway, but Verstappen won his second championship after Johnny Herbert announced it. What a way as well, unfortunately, for Max Verstappen to announce your second championship, but in that way as well, because Johnny Herbert was not enthusiastic. No formation lap, Leroy. I don't know if you hear Leroy, but I'll take you through then. So, Kalen takes the lead of the Grand Prix as we see Taupe up into P2 here because Aston Martin's a full wet race. Everybody on the wet
I'm
compound
hearing.
tyres.
Oh my
Somebody has
lord.
got a
Oh,
drive-through
Kagan!
penalty.
Yeah, it could be recommended. Kagan's off. He's not down to P2. He managed to save it, but yet Taupe up into P1. It's all pretty chaotic at the start there. Through the S6, we go a few cars wide for the back, but Taupe. It got P1 after Kevin Mud. Kenson beat Danjo P3. As everyone is on the wet tires, bar Ruban is on the inters. A very interesting choice there. It's Hobbsy and Diddy battling to the S6, and Hobbsy on the inside of the kick Sauber there. Can he get the move done? There's still side by side, but I think Hobbsy just about has that done. Yeah, he does. But yeah,
Spinner! Sorry to interrupt. Oh, it's a massive crash! It's a massive one!
Lord.
So I saw it. The McLaren lost it and unfortunately collected the Red Bull and I think the Williams as well. So he just lost it there in the midsection in Degda 1 and Degda 2. Just drifted out wide, had no grip at all. And unfortunately, people there at the wrong time just concertina up and hit him as well. There was no way to avoid him unless he was a ghost.
Yeah, I caught a bit of that there, but up further ahead, Taupe and Kaden, your top two, switched around there. Apart from that, everyone pretty well behaved on the first lap in full wet conditions. Now, in real life, you never really see the full wet tyres used. As Pierre's gone off at Wingdown, but I don't think we'll see him come into the pit in this lap. But I know wet races in F1 are pretty hot topic at the moment after yesterday's shenanigans at the Belgian Grand Prix. But we're racing in the game, full wet conditions, and there's no problem for our tier 2 drivers so far. After lap 1 is Taupe and Lees from Kagan and Danjo as your top 3. Everyone kind of trying to get a feel for themselves. As further down behind, you have Rafa and Ruban fighting in the chicane. They're almost 3 wide in the exit there, but it's Rafa who it goes to open the P11. But is there any battle between those guys? No. Kirby into bits. Yeah, everyone just kind of trying to get the wits about them. As obviously it's a long race, and there's no point in trying to be a hero on the first 2 laps if it could cost you your wing. As we said, top 3 kind of broken away here. They any 2 second gap from Danjo back to 4 stars, so top 3 seem to be in their own race here. But we have your own little battles here. Obviously, Japan hard enough to overtake as it is, but in the way it'll be more.
He spun. Oh, did you see that? Danjo almost spun the car. He just locked it up. He locked the rears up, mate, and he almost lost the car completely. He was so close to spin out fully.
Yeah, I did not catch that, but Strauss and Freefall battling, and Strauss seems to go ahead of Freefall. Freefall losing position here, Strauss, and he could be on. And can use them in Cavos who trying to go around the outside but doesn't have the grip on the outside there. But Danjo making a mistake which sees him drop back from the front 2 and sees 4 star goes into him. Oh, Taupe! I think he had a little wobble into the corner. No, I mean, that's just how you drive these cars in American. I'm not too sure. It looked like he lost a bit of the back end there, but I'm not too sure if that's just how the game works. Danjo make that mistake. He's now down to P3. But yeah, everyone just kind of find their grip. But further down, you've Rafa and Aloy. Is Aloy going to go for the 130 in the full condition? Surely not. No, he stays behind for now. But we'll see in this game, we go for maybe he's right behind the McLaren. Battle for P10. Will we go for the Williams? No, he thinks better of it now. And stays behind. But yeah, Freefall and Cavagna seems to be your main battle at the moment. These guys battling for P7. Cavagna's a bit further behind the Williams. He was in the exit of that corner. He doesn't have to move. But yeah, everyone. At the moment, they're trying to find their way about the track, Jamie.
Yeah, they did. Had a bit of practice in the qualifying conditions. Not as substantial as this, as it's torrential rain here at Japan as well. So these drivers are having to find a lot of how to find the grip through these conditions. Well, can be very difficult as well, especially in the dirty air, especially a track like this. But it's so easy to get caught out in the dry conditions, but in the wet conditions, it's an absolute another challenge as well. So drivers got to have the wits about them, pay attention all the time, see how the car's behaving and reacting in circumstances. As Danjo has clawed the gap down, so he was 1.6 after mistake in the first Degner, but he's brought the gap down to 0.8 of a second. Danjo was, I think, a champion last season in Division 2, but here in Division 2 this season, it hasn't gone particularly well for him. He did get a podium back at the Dutch GP, but other than that, hasn't really been there, other than just the top 10 finishes he's had so far this season, 8th or 9th places. So he's up there in P3 for the time being, and let's see how his race goes. He's currently P6 in the championship, fighting with Hobbsy and a 3-4, but the championship leaders, first and second, are swapped around because it's Toke first and Caden in second place, but there's still a long way to go. Concentration will be absolutely high for these drivers as well. Got to make sure they're mentally prepared as well, and physically, well, not physically, but mentally prepared for this one because it's such a long, enjoying race.
Yeah, you're right, exactly. It will be a long race, and from the looks of it, as Caden right in the back of Taupe on the exit of the final corner is going to use it, as Taupe has much more to defend with Caden gaining on the back of the V car, but is he too far back to make a move? He's gaining. He is gaining, but unfortunately for Caden, just too far back to go for moving to turn one. Obviously, these two won't take any risk with each other, knowing that they're both fighting for a championship. And but Danjo, as Wuban gets past Craigo down for P12, yeah, Dan back is too. But Danjo, I mean, like, he's sixth, and I wouldn't say he's actually out of championship yet, but like, he obviously isn't one of the main contenders. So I reckon he could take a few more risks in the front. The front two want to be cautious as possible, but Danjo right at the back of them as Kagan's car fighting the car in the exit, the S section there, all the way out of it. And obviously your tires might get a bit warm. I said derriere coupled with the grip, lack of grip, will not be fun for these drivers. But 4-star seems to be gaining back on Danjo a bit, so the front 4 starting to consider up a bit, but it should be good battle for the lead as Kagan on the exit of the corner again, just losing the back end there.
And like you say as well, like I said, these guys in the championship fight can't afford to risk anything. Whilst Danjo can, because he's further back with us to lose essentially, with 4-star Kalen Tope and 3-4 Haas. Well, 3-4's down in 8th place, so he's going to go for all or nothing. He can try and go for broke around here at Suzuka. But there is only 6 races after this as well, so like you said, how much risk are first and second going to take as well? They know there's a long way to go in the Grand Prix. There is 6 races to go in the season, and Danjo is right behind Kalen as well, so he's putting immense pressure on the Mercedes in front of him. He's made some bold strategies by going to so-called power tyres. A bit too early in the qualifier session, but nonetheless still made it work. And now he's putting major pressure on Kalen, who continues to slide around as well in that Mercedes. And this could be a big chance for Dan to get the Mercedes with the power of the issue and EOS. He goes side by side with the Mercedes driver as Danjo goes up into second place, and he takes away second place away from Kalen too. So now he can focus on setting his sights on top in front of him.
Brilliant from Bandry, yeah. Just he made sure to get a good extra off the chicane and had much more ARS than Kagan, which proved crucial there, 100%. Kagan dropping back into P3 and just settling in. He's had a few little minor errors, like a loss at the back end. So I think he's trying to settle in as 4-stars catching him. So he'll be hoping to drop back any further than what he is. But now Danjo set his sights on Taupe. Taupe doing well. Him and Danjo pretty similar levels of ERS, although Taupe having a bit more than Aston Martin. But Danjo on a charge, you said he took the risks in quality to use the soft tires. I think knowing that maybe he wouldn't be using it much in the actual race, with it being a full race by the looks of it. So Danjo now within the second window of Taupe. Further back though, free fall on the back of Strauss, the battle of P7. He said free fall. Currently P4 in championship, but with free falls all onto the grass. That is commentators. That is commentators' curse. As I can see the comments, I know why they're laughing. It's quite funny. But free fall there, going on the grass. Obviously it isn't a straight line, but it kind of is. As Rafa gets past Kvalis, but yeah, free fall losing a bit of time. Is struggling at the moment in the wet conditions. And yeah,
you can understand it, of course. You can really understand it. He's trying to push to beyond of the track. It looks very silly from his perspective. He just drove onto the grass in a straight line as Danjo now sets the fast up of the Grand Prix. Tries to close on Tope, so he's very confident out there so far. Still got Kane in the back of him and 4-star too. But yeah, from 3-4's perspective, it looked very, very silly. But you know, in an intense situation like this, where you're trying to push as hard as you can, the dirty are getting in the way, etc. as well, the grip not being there in these wet conditions, it's understandable as a driver making these small mistakes. But from the viewer's point of side, it's very easy to judge and laugh about it. But it is funny at the same time.
Yeah, very true, very true. It is indeed. As you said, yeah, I mean, like, it's very simple. Around here, Japan being such a tight track. The grass is never too far away. You can always just have one last concentration and boom, you're on the grass. But thankfully for him, it didn't give him damage. He managed to avoid the ball, so just a little bit lost time, but nothing too major. As Danjo just kind of stabilising the gap here. It's remained about that 1.1 a 1 second gap, and Kagan about 1 second behind him. 4 stars the one who I'm intrigued in gaining on Kagan right now within that 1 second window of the Mercedes. But just around here, like, it's hard to uptake as it is, but it's even harder in the way you'd be relying on having much more overspeed in the car ahead. And I feel like in the way you'd be much more decisive with a move, because if it ever gets off, then it could be much more costly than it would be in the drive. But Danjo still behind Taupe, but further behind. Free falls cut back up the Strauss, and we could see the wins go for a move here. We'll see any exit, as Strauss is also pretty close to the kickstart of Diddy ahead of him. So those three guys battling for P6 at the moment. Interestingly, Wuban and Cole Paradox on the Inters. I'll watch Cole Paradox because he's on fresh Inter, so he'd be interested. But Wuban seems to have pretty good pace. So I wonder if we could see maybe a potential move to Inters in the not so distant future, Jamie.
Well, somebody's in the pit lane. It's
Oh.
Strauss on lap 7 out of 27. Is he going to speed? Oh, he was so close there. I think he was just on the fringes of slowing the car down. But is this Inters or wets? It's going to be a set of a new Inter. So it could be Inter territory. And like you said, Leroy, already as well in the Grand Prix, good timing there. The intermediate compound tyres could be now the better tyre as the standing water has been lifting away. The wet compound tyres are quite a useless tyre as well in F1 in general. Mostly it's intermediates being used as well. But the wets, you barely see them on the F1 track these days. But here we go, Strauss on the pit lane in P12 on a new set of intermediates. Is this the right call? We're about to find out as well if the rest of the people do pit. But it has released free fall. He's up in 7th place. Diddy is his next target, up in 6th place as well, just running his lonely race in 6th place, 6 seconds away from Hobbsy. Strauss, however, is fighting and playing with the car in the first sector. Just watching him now going to the first sector as Cole Paradox goes off the track there and has to give the pace back towards Craigo as he gets a 3-second time penalty for that one. But Strauss there really playing and fighting with the car, so maybe a lap too early. Who knows? Maybe on the cusp, but we're about to find out if Strauss can bring that gap down between himself and, more importantly as well, the wet runners of his nearest target is Rubin, but of course he's on a set of Inters, so we can't really match those two because one's on a different set, of course, younger tyres in comparison towards Rubin, so you have to keep an eye out to see what Strauss is doing in comparison to the leader, if he's quicker or not on this lap time. Let's see if Strauss does take a few tenths away. He is taking time away actually from the leaders, so maybe this could be an indication to pit this lap and go on a set of intermediate compound tyres. Let's see if the leaders do that.
Danjo stays out. Kagan's in. Kagan is in. Kagan in the top 3 is in, and so is 4-star, and Hobbsy's in. And I reckon we'll see Diddy and maybe Freefall come in as well. So top 2 opting to stay out. Kagan opting to take a gamble on those wet tires and going to intermediate tires. Interestingly enough, Freefall stays out, which I mean, he might as well gamble, maybe gamble for a safety car, something like that. I mean, it was down in P7, obviously. He does have championship hope, so we'll see. But I think we're definitely getting towards that time of, I wouldn't say it's necessarily fully Inter as Ruban. I was going to say Ruban has caught me, and he picked that one for the Inters, which was in hindsight a bit too early, but he is up down into 6. And when everyone picked, he will be, I think he might come out roughly. The gap is 90 seconds. He could come out in the lead when everyone picks, which would be a mass stroke of a strategy. Obviously, he is on much older tyres than everyone else. So Ruban could be in the lead with 7 pits. As I'm watching the after the lead, is Kagan bringing it down ever so slightly. So I think it definitely will see the top 2 in this lap.
Yeah, the top 2 have to pit this lap because if they do not, they'll rejoin in traffic. You know what traffic is around here as well. Track position is so key. Dry or wet conditions. The top 2 have to respond on this lap. Either do a very good out lap or suffer the consequences and rejoin all the way back. Possibly down in towards 8th, maybe slotted to 9th place, but Hobbs is quite close towards 4-star there as well. So Kalen could take the net lead of the Grand Prix. Actually, Ruben could take the lead of the Grand Prix, like you said as well, because he has started on the intermediate compound tyres, has Ruben, so has done a very good strategy. But of course, we know that wear on these tyres are quite high on the intermediates, so Ruben's tyres will be degrading ever so more and be much older in comparison towards the guys on new Inters behind him too.
No,
so let's see if the top 2 pits.
Danjo stays out. Taupe is in, but Danjo stays out. I'm surprised at that thinking because, I mean, Kagan's gained 2 seconds along on this lap on the leader, so we'll see. Taupe comes in and we'll see where he comes out. I think he might come behind Ruban It'd be close though, but I think the crucial battle, I think the crucial thing, it would be him and Kalen. As Kalen are coming down the main straight, we'll see Taupe. Is he coming out of the pits? I actually can't see. Um, Kalen and Taupe side by side into turn one, and Kalen just about gets ahead of the V car. That's a crucial move at the top of the championship. Kalen pitted up early, aiming for the gamble, and it's paid off tremendously. And then forced it on the back of Taupe. Top of the warmest tires up, and will take a minute. We'll see if the Haas can get it through the S section. Pretty hard to overtake. But Kalen is now ahead of his championship rival, and Ruban currently is your net P1, but obviously with the different Asian tires, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Freefall came in, and Freefall down to P10, so he's lost 2 positions due to that. Not too great for him. As bad as everyone right now, Ruban, Cavagos, no, sorry, Ruban and Cavagos, yeah, Cavagos and Ruban and Kalen are one battle, and yeah, further behind, the V car with Taupe, 4-star, and Hobbsy all. So you have 6 cars all within a pretty safe distance of each other, which is great to see. Ruban though, see if he can get the Alpine into the spoon curve. He thinks about over now, but it could also be a cork in the bottom here, and could help Danjo actually. If he's holding him up, and Danjo, I'm assuming Danjo has to pit this up. No, Danjo, does he pit this up? We'll see. He comes in now. Cavagos could help him here. I'm not too sure how much will help him, but it definitely will help him a little bit. As we went on the back of Cavagos, as they're going to be so close, these guys, 130R. We'll see what happens. Will Kane go for a move? Anyone go for a move? Kane trying to go for the inside. Any moves to the right now. Everyone kind of staying single file through the chicane. We'll see on the main straight though what happens. Cavagos will surely know. Cavagos stays out. I think Cavagos is trying to cause a bit of annoyance here for everyone else, and I do kind of rate it. He stays out. We'll see what Dandra comes out and all this. Dandra on the exit pit lane now. See, as Kayan goes for into turn 1 on Wuban. Wuban goes very wide, and the Aston Martin driver loses a ton of time, a ton of positions. Danjo and Hobbs were side by side, I think I saw, on the exit there. But Kayan ahead of all, and Wuban dropped down into 6th. But yeah, Danjo out in 5th. Not bad at all, because he said I'm up extra, but Cavagos is causing a real concertina effect here, and the top 7 drivers are all neck and neck with each other, Jamie.
Yeah, he's an obstacle in the way, and Kaylee's got the overspeed. But you got to be very careful not to hit the back of him as well, because sometimes you have the better grip, better tyres, but you got to make sure you don't hit the back of your rivals too, because that can really destroy your race too. All these guys bunched up behind each other, and Kaylee surely, Kobayashi corner, in towards the hairpin. Not this time, but here comes the Hassel 4-star. Oh, here comes Danjo on the outside, in towards the hairpin. Optimistic there, but couldn't quite get the grip he needs, as 4-star loses traction all the way through on the exit. Now Danjo surely has an opportunity, as Kaylee goes wide. Here goes Taupe. Taupe retakes 2nd place, and he is the net leader of the Grand Prix. What a move from Taupe as well. Very important for him now, as he's the net leader of the Grand Prix. Kaylen, a bit too optimistic on the traction there on the throttle. Unfortunately, lost the car, and now Taupe is back up into P2. 4-star is right behind 2 in this battle. It's all spiced up, Leroy, with these guys being stuck behind. It won't 30R side by side. Surely not. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. Oh, he's done it. What a fantastic move. And here comes Kaylen up the inside, in towards the chicane. Can he do it? He can't do it. He can't do it just yet, but surely with better traction, better grip, and Cavagos is in the pit lane. And 4-star is right behind Kaylen too. Can 4-star get Kaylen down into towards turn 1? He's in the slipstream. He's in the DRS. And 4-star will go for the move in towards turn 1. We go, but he backs off. And Kaylen swoops on the outside, but does Kaylen go deep into towards turn 2? He does, but stays on the track. And 4-star cannot capitalise. And here comes the McLaren driver of Hobbsy, but Ruban is still there in the way. He's offline in towards the first sector. Hobbsy trying to take a bit of a wider angle to go around the outside in towards the first sector, trying to do a Sebastian Vettel type move, but unfortunately couldn't do it, and he stays behind the time. Being back in 2014, when Vettel and Ricciardo made synchronised moves in towards the first sector. It was phenomenal to watch, if you remember that race back in 2014, of course, but obviously some people don't want to remember that race. But here we are then. The Taupe in 1st place, and Kane in 2nd place as well. The top, 6, 7, all in close contention with each other as well.
Down the inside on Ruban. Sorry there, Jamie, but yeah, obviously down the inside of Ruban, open the 6th. Open the 5th place, sorry. Crucial move for him. He wants to try and stay with the main pack of cars. But yeah, Cavagos there, I mean, I'm not too sure about the strategy. I mean, I don't really know why he stayed out, because I mean, he was always, I was on lose time, but hey, it provided us with some top entertainment, so I'm not complaining at all. But now Taupe And top two, as they were Danjo down in the fourth, obviously he is on fresher tyres than the guys ahead of him by 2 laps, which might not seem like much, but into tyres with out tyres high, and 1 or 2 laps of extra wear could be a huge difference toward the end of the race. It's Strauss and Ruban. In this case, Strauss on the outside kind of made the move, but he makes a brilliant move on the outside of the last man. Ruban falling back I was in the front 2 positions for a minute there, but obviously on his much older tyres and the guys ahead is dropping back. But Kane on the fast lap, free fall, down in 9th now. He'll be hoping to make a little bit of a charge up the field, but yeah, top 2 drivers at Hobbsy, just behind Danjo. I think it was lap 10. He went out wide, Danjo won, lost at the time. He's called back up to Danjo now, who was falling back a bit from 4-star. So yeah, but the top 3 all very close to each other. Jamie, as I think Kaelin made a mistake to the S section, 4-star right in the back of him, but 4-star too far back to make a move. Kaelin I think went a bit wide or something. I didn't actually see what happened, but he lost a bit of time. But through a section like that, through that section there, it's impossible to overtake unless you're much faster than car ahead. So yeah, Kaelin making a mistake, and 4-star is right in the back from Jamie.
Yeah, so I think Kaelin lost traction twice as well, up towards Dunlop. He just went 2 out wide and just picked up some massive wheel spin on the outside too. Therefore, he lost a bit of time towards Taupe and in the clutches of 4-star. Danjo's dropped back as well because his pace in the first stint was quite good as well. And there's a yellow flag down there. It's Craig, the Welshman, who has gone for a spin. He should be used to the conditions, but unfortunately, Craig has gone for a little bit of a spin down there in 14th place. But back towards the front of the field, it looks like, I don't know, Leroy, because it looks like it's getting drier and drier every second, like a Belgium type situation as well, where it could go from heavy rain to dries as well. We could see the dry compound tyres. Knowing this game as well, knowing what the game's like here, we could transpire over to the dry compound tyres, but obviously not at this stage of the Grand Prix, way too early. But it does look like it could start raining around here as Taupe now sets the fastest of the Grand Prix. 4-star on the back of Kaelin 2, the gap between Danjo and 4-star's 1.9. So we talked about Danjo getting a podium for the first time since the Dutch GP in the second race, but here it looks like he's just struggling in the intermediate phase, and 4-star is a little bit quicker than him on this occasion in the second stint. As 3-4 gets ahead of Diddy, he puts himself up into P8. He's also one of the drivers that stayed out there a bit too long, but maybe the offset on the inters could be better towards the end of the Grand Prix. If it stays like this, a whole inter race, then it could be the case where people who stayed out a bit later on the wet cold power tyres have the better grip towards the end, but it does look to me the track is drying quite significantly as well. We could head over towards the dry cold power tyres later on the Grand Prix, knowing what this game is like as well, because it could do anything at this point in the Grand Prix.
Absolutely, you're spot on there. I definitely could see us being dry at some point in this race. Yeah, 3-4, I mean, realistically, he isn't as far back as I originally thought he would have been, staying out a lap later. As we went ahead, and we should be pretty nailed on pass with his much older tyres. And if we opened the 7th, which was roughly where he was before the whole pit stop phases of people, and obviously when everyone's so close together, there definitely is chance for incident. So Freefall is definitely not out of this race, yeah, but further ahead, 4-star, Kaelin and Taupe all very close to each other. We'll see if anything happens up towards the chicane here. I think they're all just kind of staying where they are. And each other's ERS levels are all at similar paces. Yellow flag, again, that is Craig, I think, sprinting on the exit of Degner 2. So 14, Craig are down to 14. But 4-star, we'll see on the exit, and we'll see what he can do. On the exit of the bottom chicane, he's going to go for it. He's using his ERS on Kaelin, but Kaelin is similar level of ERS. Actually, no, he is a bit less here. We'll see if 4-star gain and go for it. 4-star for it, but Hobbsy will go for a move, I think, on Danjo. He's going for a Hobbsy. Hobbsy down the inside, the Aston Martin, side to turn 1. And Hobbsy up in the B4. Hobbsy now currently on a streak of 2 podiums in a row. We got one in the Silverstone reverse race and also bagged another P3 in Monza. So he's on a good run. Hobbsy is further behind. Freefall makes a move on Wheelman, and Freefall open the 7th. But yeah, a few overtakes being made here, Jamie.
Oh, contact. Yeah, contact between Diddy and Ruben there, just a case of the door just shutting too firmly there on his face, unfortunately for Ruben, as he was entitled to a bit of space, but I think Diddy just swooped him on the outside, unaware that Ruben was still there on the inside. He wasn't going for the move. He was trying to back out, bless him, Ruben. He was trying to go for a long way on those intermediates, but his tyres are surely hanging off the cliff now, literally off the cliff, in terms of the inters shutting out and giving the ghost. But 4-star, in and out of the gaps as well. It's such a topsy-turvy race, this one, because you never know, because it looks like Caden's the one at disadvantage. It looks like 4-star's the one at disadvantage. Then it all swings around and roundabouts. The pendulum always keeps changing around in this Grand Prix. Just don't know what's going to happen in the Grand Prix too, because it looks like somebody has the advantage comfortable, but all of a sudden things can change around, and therefore other person in second place has an advantage, and he's still put the pressure on because we've seen it plenty of times this race itself that Kalen has made so many mistakes, but at the same time his rival has done the same thing. Or trying to get used to the track conditions. These changeable conditions proving difficulty for these drivers, and yet still could change, whether it's a brand new set of inters towards in the Grand Prix, because these inters could be on the cusp at the end of the Grand Prix, or maybe a set of dry compound tyres at the medium compound tyres. Once again, Kalen gets a massive tank slapper out of the Castillo Triangle chicane as well. Personal best by 4/10 of a second, as Hobbsy is closing in on 4-star as well. So this could be an interesting battle for P3, because 4-star is a bit attached from Kalen in front of him, and Hobbsy could be closing in for a podium as well. Like you said, on a streak of podiums so far is Hobbsy P4, and looking good so far in the McLaren.
Yeah, it's like you're spot on. I mean, I'm loving this right now. The battle for the lead is still on, the battle for the podium is still on. Like, really, the battles I really look, which is quite surprising around Japan, and even in the way, it plays a bit more surprising. We're seeing battles pretty much everywhere you look. It's great to see. And Kaden, I noticed now he is below the fuel need. Obviously, he should gain that back by the end of the race, but that could be something to watch out for. He's right on the back of Tope here. We're seeing the exit. He's right on the back of the V-car. He's going to go for a move in the hairpin. He might try one here. He's going to go to the outside and try and get a better exit on the exit corner. We'll see what he can do. Is he close enough? No, he's lost a bit of time during the exit. He went a bit too wide there and couldn't get traction. So Kagan, pretty close to Tope, but not close to making a move. And 4-star caught right back up. As you said, I mean, 4-star, he's dropping back, but he's gaining at the time. As it really is top steer race. We'll see if Kagan can do it on here on the exit spoon curve. He goes a bit wide. And it's 4-star chasing him down on the run to 130 here. 4-star around the back from Kagan, though, he's gaining on Tope. I really don't know what it look between these two. Rafa with a 3-second time penalty. I mean, they're all so close, and they're all gaining and losing time at other points. It's so hard to follow. Also, it's so great to have to follow at the same time. Because great seeing battle. 4-star on the back of Kaden again. We'll see, and 4-star has much more ERS than this Mercedes rival. We'll see. He's gaining on the Mercedes. He's gaining. He stopped using though. I think 4-star going to hang back for now, as he set the fast lap of the race. Freeflow gained a bit on Strauss, and Strauss gained a bit on Danjo further back, but these three guys just so nip and tuck, and like all three of them are driven a very good race. Kane a few minor mistakes, apart from that, but Tope and 4-star in particular, no mistakes whatsoever. And if this race, obviously it isn't dry condition yet. Well, I wouldn't say we're near dry condition yet, but the way the rain has died down, it definitely could go dry. But yeah, 11 laps to go in this race, and it could be still an end to the race, Jamie.
Don't want to curse it just yet either as well, Levo, but there's been no VSC, no safety car to interrupt or neutralise this race. It's been a fantastic race so far as well, and good standards from Tier 2 drivers. I dare say the standards in Tier 2 have been better than Tier 1 so far this season. What we've seen in Tier 1, lots of controversy as well. I've had to witness, unfortunately, with a lot of people conspiring against each other in different esports teams. We all know what happens in there. But in this one, I don't think anybody in Division 2 is any esports team. They're just racing for themselves, except Tope in first place, but Relentless are pretty much, well, they're still an operated team, I must say, without being too brutal about it, but not as big as before, let's just say, although Sweet Crown and Peas are still quite good and, well, still very quick in that team. But Caden still trying to find a way past as well, as he just can't seem to do so. Tope is doing a really good job as well, trying to focus on the exit he needs, but Caden is right at the back of him. But this dirty air, surely, this massive wheel spin as well. You can see him really struggling already out of the final two corners before the throttle is even applied. But the ERS is applied as we head down towards turn 1, but he's a bit too far back to respond on this occasion as well. Caden just, as you can see, lifting and coasting, which pretty much explains, Leroy, why he's underfield the car, because he's probably expecting in the wet conditions that the safety car can come out, and in the wet you're not on the throttle as much as you are in the dry, obviously, so you can save fuel easily that way, and that's why he's underfield the car.
Yeah, you're right there. That's true. I think he will be better than the safety car. I'm not too sure. Obviously, I'm not sure there's a way we can see how much fuel he's on. I mean, maybe you can the steering, but I can't see it from my camera angle, so we're just hoping he manages to save enough. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, as Craig goes off, and will we see that?
Oh.
Just
Sorry, guys.
as literally not even a minute after you said no safety cars, we've had a safety car. That is, I think commentators' curves are genuinely a real thing. I
I
really
only just
do.
came back in Division 2, mate. I've only just came back in Division 2, and I'm already causing the commentator's curse, so my apologies about that one, guys. But for those who don't want a safety car, I'm sorry. But for those who do, let's say Ruben in 10th place could go to another set of inters, then
Yeah.
yes, he definitely does put a safety car as well. I'd Strauss too to get rid of those inters. In fact, everybody is going to pit onto a bonus set of inter. It's a no-brainer to pit as well, because all the inters, as you can clearly see, are just dropped off a cliff too much as well, and you can't defend. So I think every single driver we'll see in the pit lane on the inters, I'd be surprised. It's just way too early. If it is going to dry, way too early. So nobody's thinking about doing a dry compound tire with slick, it must be said. Like in Monza, because Pease did the hard compound tires in Monza. It took a long way, it took a long time, didn't it, in Monza to dry up? It took
Yeah.
about 20 laps or so, maybe more than that, as it was true peak dry conditions. But here in Suzuka, it could take longer than that as well. As in Monza, you had about 5 laps of racing left towards in the Grand Prix. And
Oh, boy.
why has Tope done that? Tope has stayed out there, and he is going to be so vulnerable when
So
he
is
comes out the
Danjo.
pit lane.
So is Danjo. Strauss stays out. I wonder if Free Fall stays out. It wouldn't surprise me. We'll see if he stays out or pits. Now, Free Fall is gonna stay out. That doesn't surprise me because Free Fall. I mean, he's gonna gain positions here, go up in the P3, and he's down in P7. So he realistically doesn't much. Strauss onto the medium tires. That is a gamble and a half. It's definitely not dry yet, but it could be. It definitely is getting towards it. I'm not too sure. Danjo means as well. They're mediums, so they're definitely seeing some signs it could be dry. But also, I wonder if they're like, because at the end of the day, on the safety car, obviously less laps, and it'll give more time to dry. I wonder if they're also thinking, it could be wet for the start of the restart, but then it could dry really quickly. And after that, I mean, like, as Wuban as well, yeah, a few drivers on slick tires. That's very interesting now. That is very
Yeah.
interesting indeed.
Very interesting conditions. It could be the same as qualifying as well, because these do look similar to qualifying, don't they, Leroy? So it could be, just on the cusp of inters towards dry. Maybe it's a case of people responding to each other. What do you do in these certain situations? Possibly, what is Danjo doing against Tope? He's trying to take the lead of the Grand Prix, but he backs
Well,
off for the time being. I don't know why.
and that's clear PR's lap down, I think. That's what that is.
Oh,
So
Claire PR's a lap
I
down.
think he'd be hoping to one lap
Oh, it is.
himself.
It is. Sorry, I thought it was Danjo trying to get ahead of Tope. My bad. It is a similar green car, the Kick Sauber and the Aston Martin. So my apologies, Danjo. It wasn't you. It was Claire PR trying to unlap himself. But he'll get the chance to do that if he stays out one more lap and let these guys pit if they do. But yes, what do you do in these certain situations? What is it going to be like? Because it's like a Silverstone-esque. Sometimes it could be best to pit right now. But at the same time, though, with the rain out there, I've seen scenarios before when safety cars come out, and I've been one of them as well. Good example: the Hungarian Grand Prix in my league race, it's stopped raining. Well, it's still continued to rain, but it's stopped on the safety car, and people pitted, and I stayed out there, for 3 or 4 laps after the safety car ended, and I got the undercut of the guys ahead because the Inters was still a good tyre. It's literally the definition of being the right tyre at the right time as well, because if you are, it can gain you so much, it could push you backwards as well. It depends what your rivals are doing. So what is the best scenario? It looks in hindsight to us, well not in hindsight, but it looks in play vision to us that the medium compound tyres are not the best because it's still raining out there, but the game faces on this game, you just can't trust, can you? So you don't know what to believe on this game, because in qualifying, it looks like it was the Inters the way to go, but it was still the soft compound tyres that seem to be quicker as well. It's just so deceiving sometimes, this game, and you just don't know what to do. But we'll see what strategy is the best towards in the Grand Prix. That's what we love about this as well. It's uncertainty when it comes to the wet conditions. Nico Hulkenberg get a podium back at the British GP as well, from P90 to P3 by his, a fantastic race as well, overtaking people and calling his own strategies. Sometimes as well, calling your own strategies can get you somewhere, but it's got to be reliable on your engineer as well, because sometimes Mark, or whatever his name is these days, is not a good engineer, and sometimes will give you the wrong information. So you got to rely on your natural instincts and got to rely on the surroundings around you. Just old school. You can have the most technology in the world, but sometimes the old school ways to go and just look above you and see what is happening on the racetrack. But what is this race going to be like towards in the Grand Prix? 7 laps left to go. Who has made the right strategy? Strauss, Ruben, Diddy, Cavolis, Kerpiar, and Cole Paradise could be literally heroes to zero. Let's see then which one of those guys have got a strategy right. Is it the people who are on inters, new inters, or new compound tyres? We've got people everywhere on a different set of tyres, whether they're old or new, soft or medium. We're about to find out. Won't we, Leroy?
Yeah, we will. Exactly right. I know Monza as well last week in Tier 1 anyway was... I know it was a bit drier than this, but honestly, I remember at the end of that race, I've been nowhere in the wet conditions, but obviously everyone kind of pitted. But I know, just for me personally, the Inters, even though it was bone dry pretty much, Inters weren't that much slower. So if there hadn't been a safety car, I definitely would have stayed out until the end on those Inters. So I wonder, well, how do I even see? I mean, it's still rain. It's still raining. I said, I mean, it was raining in qualifying, and that was still made. I was raining towards the end, but even then, the softs were still faster. The six was still faster than the Inter. So you really don't know. But I hope I'm going to be able to calm map myself. I didn't say because I believe this is the third lap behind it, so it doesn't matter who is near or whatever. I think we will still have. I think Kirby is getting. No, he's not on himself. You know, I think Safety is in the top regardless. So after that, it means we will have 7 laps of racing in total left. 7 laps to figure out what will happen towards the end of the Japanese Grand Prix. It's going to be interesting. You have old Inters, new mediums, and new softs. You have a full range of tyres here. It's going to be great to watch. But someone like Kalen, if he's, I mean, Kalen and 4-star Hobbsy, they will be rapid on that new tyre. And it's a question of will they be able to use it enough to make it work for them. Obviously, Japan, if the if the slicks are faster, but not that much faster, the guys in Inters could really still keep the slick runners behind because there isn't really too many opportunities to overtake around here. Only like the few moments, the hairpin turn 1 or the chicane, really. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. It's still, like I said, it is still raining, but there isn't much spray being kicked up. Now, I know there isn't really an indication on this game because they can be in over a spray and it can still be damp out, but safety car struggling this up. Kerpier, I'm hoping Kerpier finds a way to either lap himself or get our manages to move out of the way because he could become a roadblock for any potential drivers behind him.
Before we get going as well, Leroy, is Cole Paradox hasn't caught up just yet as well. He could be doing a strategy where he just falls behind a safety car and catches up towards the very end of it as well, trying to get the most temperature in his tyres. Like Carlos, well, I'm about to say a certain film there, but I don't want to spoil it. But Cole Paradox there in P13 trying to get the most temperature in his tyres. Safety car is in at the end of this lap. Then this should be an interesting one because it looks like it's getting drier and drier. But we just don't know. 7 laps have to go. I don't think people will pit onto a new set of dries regardless now because it's a bit too late, isn't it, Leroy?
Yeah, definitely is. Yeah, I think everyone's committed to their strategies now, 100%. I think for the guys that own Inters, if it is going to get drier, it's going to be very tricky because then obviously in bone dry condition your tires were as Tope is gone, and having Kerpier in between those drivers has helped him there massively. He already has a 1.5-second gap pretty much. I hope Kerpier can move out the way of the drivers ahead of him. Or drivers behind him. Now, Kerpier is still going here. I'm hoping he doesn't cause too much because I mean, he will be faster than the guys. He's on fresh tires. But Kagan, we'll see in the back. We'll see. But Tope has gone 1.5 seconds and counting. He has had a great restart. Strauss has dropped back a bit from Hobbs. So those 6 tires not working yet for him. We'll see. I'll watch Kagan though. Kagan, as Kerpier, I mean, thankfully he's ghosting, so we don't be too much of a hindrance to drivers ahead. But Kagan, not that much faster than Freefall ahead of him and gone a bit wide there and forced at the back from now. So we'll see, can Forsyth do that into the chicane? No, he's a bit too far back, but fight Cavalis, I think that was further back, or was that Kerpier? No, I'm not sure about that drivers too. Yeah, it was Kerpier and drivers too. So, but Kagan, I think I saw what you just saw there. Hobbsy going for a move on his teammate, and Hobbsy gets the move there, but Kagan 4-star free fall, all close to each other as it's definitely getting towards that dry period. I think the rain is mainly
Strauss has spun, he's been hit! Strauss has lost traction, and he's been hit by the Williams too. He just kept losing him in the car, and unfortunately his race has gone to an end. That's it for him. But I was about to say as well, if Strauss can keep the temperature in his tyres, because these conditions should be going towards his way, and it's going to get drier and drier obviously, so he should keep these tyres alive. He should be in the fight later in the Grand Prix. Suffer now, be rewarded later. But unfortunately we won't see that from Strauss because he had a big chance. He could have been in the right tyre, but just at the wrong time. But maybe if he lost time, the medium compound tyre would have been well and truly alive. But the power for P3, Leroy, is on.
It is. Kagan 4-star and Freefall all going for the turn 1. Kagan on much better tyres than Freefall. As his 4-star, they're 3 wide into turn 1. Kagan gets through. Freefall goes a bit wide. I think 4-star will make the move on Freefall. and free fall got 2 positions in one corner. Yeah, 3 wide in the turn 1 in the way. It's not something you see very often. But Diddy is the lead stick runner, and he isn't gaining that much on Rafa ahead and Rafa on Inters. I think the Inters are the way to go at the moment, and I think the dry runners are too far behind to make any real difference. So I really thought it's just Strauss there. I think Strauss is in the best position possible. There, I mean, he was right next to guys in front of him, had the better tires. With Hobbsy now on the back of free fall, we'll see if he goes out into the hairpin. Hobbsy turning out towards the outside to get better traction on the exit. Free fall will be struggling on those much older intermediate tires than his rival. On the exit of the hairpin now, Hobbsy towards Spoon curve. Is he going to make a move? No, I think he's too far behind. But the battle up front, Kalen is going to make a charge. His tires will be much fresher and much less wear, and obviously probably much better temperatures than the cars ahead of him. So it's going to be a really interesting fight. Diddy's dropping back from Rafa, so it definitely still isn't time for Slicks yet, and I think by the time it does, it'll be too late for anyone to make a real difference. But Kalen is gaining, he is flying here. Up next to him is Danjo, as he'll be hoping the extended championship lead here today. We'll see what happens. Him and Forstar and Hobbsy are still definitely players in this race with as we enter lap 23. Followed to a total fast lap. Kalen goes even faster. Kalen is flying at the moment on much first tires. He's gaining on Danjo, but Kalen has to be patient. He knows that he has the freshest tires. He will gain quite significantly on top as soon as he passes Danjo, but Kalen knows he can't be too risky. And he's still, and coming out of here, if he gets P2, he still have a lead championship. He goes a bit wide through there. Kalen knows just, he can definitely get P1 there, but it has to be pretty calculated moves. But 5 laps to go, top 4 are all within 2 seconds of each other. Hobbs not too far back either. It's going to be a great end to the race, Jamie.
It is indeed, and those medium runners down in P8 downwards can't find any sort of grip at all. They're continuously losing time. So much time has been lost. Already a second from Diddy to his nearest rival of Rafa in P7 there as well. So he can't find any sort of purchase from those tyres. But Kalen rides the back at Danjo. So like I said, gotta be patient, but time is on the essence. It is running out as well. So how patient can he be against the Aston Martin? Wants to dispatch him as quick as he can. He knows he's got the tyre advantage, but unfortunate for him, on the downside of that, time is running out. You can see these guys really struggling as well on the exit of Spoon Curve. Now Kalen, is he going to be brave like Fernando Alonso against Schumacher? Against 130R, he's a bit too far back to do so, but maybe setting himself on the exit of 130R to get him down in towards. It's a bit wide there, bit risky, but down the inside he goes in towards the Casio Triangle chicane. He makes it stick as Ruben's retired. Ruben is out of the Grand Prix. A safety car has been deployed.
We're the pit, Kalen.
Oh, Kalen,
that's gonna be that is
illegal
for Kalen right at the end. Oh, Kalen, that is Diddy. It's on the safety car. We'll see what Diddy gains. He is a bit far back though. So, I don't know. Along with a drive the penalty, just oh my lord. As clear PR, in one opposite, but we'll see now. It's just gonna be chaos in the pit lane here. We'll see what Diddy gains. Diddy will be up into P2. Diddy's in the lead of the race. He's in the lead of the race. That strategy in the pit on those tires has worked out in the end. He's on most other tires. Other tires will be much more worn out considering what happened. But Diddy might have just played the strategy of the century here. Gone from 12th, no, sorry, it was 10th to 1st. I didn't think he'd get it with a safety car, but he has got it. And wow, what a race, Jamie! And it's just taken another massive twist.
But Danjo's in the gravel. He's spun in the gravel. And he's fallen down into P7, so a big chance for a podium for Danjo. And he's dropped it in the gravel like Carlos Sainz did as well for his last race in Toro Rosso in 2017. But Danjo has dropped it in the gravel there. Alloy has been disqualified from the race for unknown reasons there, so he drops all the way back to 50th place. But a safety car has been thrown out to the mix once again, really changing the trajectory of this race, which means that the dry compound tyres are imminent at this stage of the Grand Prix. Now, surely the soft compound tyres were the best, but in that stage of the Grand Prix, the Inters were the best. It's just, I was looking at the lap times. It looked like it was dry enough to be on the dry compound tyres. What's funny, though, in qualifying, it looked more wetter. Obviously, from our eyes, it was a lot wetter, but the lap times were better. 35, 36 in qualifying. But when it was drier, with no rain, it was 38, 39s, which is so strange in terms of the the game graphics because it was evidently pouring it down in qualifying, but the lap times were better on the soft cold power tyres, if that makes sense. But here in the dry period, the soft cold power tyres were slower, but it was drying out. So it really doesn't make sense this game, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes on this game.
Yeah, no, exactly. You're right. I think for Diddy, it could be crucial to see. Don't need to curb the Aaron Strauss. How long did it get through? Because if safety car is out next up, which it is, then that means there'll be no DRS for Taupe or anyone behind Strauss at the time, Benny. Then we had and Kirby is in, so I think he might get lapped again. No, he's just coming out, so Kirby might get another, like 1 minute after the catch the field. I'm not too sure. But Diddy now on to lap 25, which means that there will be no DRS. Obviously, the one DRS zone being the main straight, which will not be active in the next 2 laps. That's crucial for Diddy. It's absolutely crucial. He is on much older tires here, but if he just like places his car right and he gets traction in the right areas, he can very easily win this race. I think safety car. I think matter what. I think it does come in this lap. I think it always gives us 2 laps of race, and if someone like Strauss or Kirby, it would be a bit annoying there because they can't catch. But it's going to be a thrilling end to the race. Obviously, the guys of like Diddy, Taupe, Kane, and Forsyth will have much more grip than Diddy. But Diddy, if he wins this race, it's an absolute. I mean, it is a bit luck. I need a bit of luck in races, but it would definitely be a dogfight in the final 2 laps as Strauss are coming out in fresh sauce. It could be good for Strauss. If Strauss catches him, Strauss has spun out of the pit lane. Oh my lord, he's lost his front wing. I was going to say he's retired. I'm not too sure if he crashed or retired.
Poor Strauss.
Yeah, Strauss there, unlucky. But I was just going to say, I mean, he could crash up on warm tyres, but it's not going to happen. But Diddy has to get the restart right. If he gets the restart right, he's safe until probably, I'd say, around the hairpin would be the next main opportunity. It's just about knowing where to be. As I said in qualifying, it's knowing about where to be fast and where to be slow. As everyone, bar Kirby here, is ended with the Packers. So I'd say it could be in this lap, which give us 2 laps of racing until the end. Jamie, your final thoughts? Any predictions? Any predictions?
Well, you know what happens in the sprint race. It's going to be so chaotic as well. And plus, it's the first time these drivers will experience the brand new compounded tyres. These dry compounded tyres in these sort of conditions. Diddy has a bit of experience, so he knows where the limits are. But in terms of Tope, Caden, Forster, Hobson, the rest of them on a new set of soft compound tyres, it's unknown territory. You don't know where the grip is, and you've got to be very careful as well. But there is 3 laps left to go, Leroy, and it's going to be 3 laps of pure excitement. Diddy might get swamped, or he could still hold this. It depends, though, how much pace he's got on those mini compound tyres. Let's see, Tope has the big advantage. Of course, Diddy has the outright pace because he controls the safety car. Once the safety car goes in, he can control the pace whenever he wants to, make sure it doesn't brake and accelerate. But it's surely midway down the straight he will go, and he has gone
a bit loosening around, which means Tope right at the back from the turn 1. Tope has the slipstream, he's using the overtake, but Tope on the outside. I think Tope has him. Tope might get Diddy here. Diddy's lost the lead. Tope, brilliant execution there from him. Has to get it done early, and he's got it done, but Diddy's lost even on Diddy's tired here. Stone cold here. He's losing even more positions. Danjo with a penalty. Danjo's falling out the 9th. I'm not sure what happened to Danjo, but he's down the 9th after the spin on the side of the car. But Diddy down at the 4th. He's struggling to find the grip there on the restart, and Tope back up the P1. Kane and Pete.
Yeah, you muted yourself, or you might cut off there, Leroy. But Caden on the back of Tope there as Hobbs, he's putting the pressure on the kick-sab. Oh, the closest speech you can see. I think Hobbs is desperate to get past the kick-sab, and knowing he's the outlier on those mini compound tyres. Trying to go down the inside in towards the hairpin. No way, yes!
Oh, he's gone for it!
On the inside.
Oh,
he goes off the track. He got off the track there.
Free
bit too much,
traction. Free fall and traction he gets. Diddy free falls getting 2 positions there, and now back up to the front though. The gap, it's so close between Kane, Tope and Forster, and he might cut off there. These 3 drivers have been near each other the whole race. It's been wet, it's been dry, but they have not left each other's side at all. But Kane now gaining on Tope. It'll be no DRS, so it'll be classic Formula 1 really, just pure ERS and just a bit of skill. We'll see Forster gaining on Kane. He's going to go for the moon. This Kane thinks better over, but we're going to go on to the final lap here. What's been an enthralling race. But Kagan gets a good exit on Tope, and Kagan will gain. He has a slipstream. Will Kagan get the move in the turn 1 on the last lap of the race? He's gaining on the VK. He's close to go for it. He's going to go for it, I think, in the turn 1. Kagan, he goes to the inside. He's a bit too far back, though. And Tope defends the first real further back. Cavalas going for it, and Diddy. Cavalas doesn't get the move. But he does now, but I watched the front here again. Kagan right on the back of Tope here. But the DS section, he's just trying to stay close on, maybe trying to get better traction off Degner 1, no sorry, Degner 2, and going for a set into the hairpin. They're gaining these two drivers top 3 in the championship. Can't go for it. No way. Oh, he thinks better over the Degner 1, but oh my lord, that would have been a crazy move to go for, but he almost went for it. Oh, Tope losing the rear end there. Kane's close to sure he goes into the hairpin. He's going to go to the inside. He doesn't. He thinks better of him. Maybe trying to set himself up for a bit of traction on the exit here. He's right in the back of the V carb. And he's gaining with super back. I think they're both trying to stay the ERS for the final run into 130R. Four-star use a bit more. Four-star around the back from. I don't know what's going to happen here. I really don't. Four-star on the inside. Thinks over. We'll see on the exit who gets the better exit. Tope with a poor exit. Kane will get the run. And on very similar ERS levels, Kane will be gaining. And they'll be gaining all the way down the straight here. As we go towards 130R and towards the Kane. Kane surely has to go for it now. He's close enough to go for a set. We'll see if he goes for it. Tope defends, does all he needs to do. Tope a bit in deep. Kane will get a switchback. Kane on the outside, surely not. As he goes to the run towards the line, Kane and a Tope side by side. Who gets it? The 3 wide up to the line. Four-star. Four-star wins. Where did he come from? Where did he come from? Oh my. Four-star gets it. Tope second. Kane third. 3-4 fourth. Cavola's 5th, 86, Hobbs 7th, Cavola's 8th, Rafa 9th, and 10th, and TRPR. But oh my lord, Jamie, I did not catch any of that because the cameras were awful. But four-star, where did he come from?
Caught everything. I literally caught everything. So a ball with four-star. Those two, Tope broke himself. Kenny tried to go around the outside. They both connected two wheels. Four-star around the outside of them both. Got him on the line. I don't know how, but those two tripped over themselves. The championship leaders have tripped over themselves and therefore gave Four-star the victory, the sweet victory, the victory Four-star needed. That was unbelievable and insane. I can't wait to clip that one over. That was just one of the most closest finishes I've ever seen before here, as well as CRL. One of the closest ever finishes I've witnessed in Division 1, 2 and 3. I can't think of anything else, really, but wow. That was such a fantastic race, mate. I can't believe it. That was one of the best races I've ever seen, actually, I can dare say. I think you're muted there again, Leroy, but I was literally when I saw Four-star, I was excited. I'm watching the stream back right now, and I'm a bit disappointed because you can't hear me. You can't hear my excitement in the stream because you couldn't hear my excitement because I was muted that time. I didn't want to interrupt you just in case something happened, but I really wish you would have heard my commentary because I mentioned those two going out wide in the final two corners and Four-star going all the way around the outside as well. So you missed that part, but. Yeah, if I wasn't muted just then I would have caught it immediately. But that was such an epic end to a Japanese Grand Prix. Can it get any better than that? Any closer, any better?
It can't. It cannot. 70,022 meters. It cannot. I mean, yeah, I apologize. That's the stupid broadcast angle just gave me. It just gave me the finish line angle when they were side by side. But Four-star did not look like winning that race. He'd been third for all of it. And it was really the top two. But Four-star, I believe, going into the race was third in the championship. That's a huge win for him to gain back. Tope will gain some points on Kagan. Free Fall ended up outcovering up to the P4. A top 4 in the championship, finishing top 4 in the race. Which shows, as this is officially, we're over the halfway point in the season now. I believe the season's only 10 rounds, so officially over the halfway point. And the championship edge is much closer. I don't know if you're able to get the guys who are on PS into the party for an interview. If you're able to do that, that'd be really appreciated. Because I know Kalen is not on PlayStation, so it would just be Four-star and it would be toping it him in. But I'm really intrigued to hear from Four-star because I obviously didn't see what happened. But I don't know how he's won that race. I do not
caught
know.
It perfectly.
Just, I mean, the camera, absolutely shocking camera angles this gave me, but still, oh my lord. What an end to the race, and I'm hoping we can get some of the guys in for an interview because that was a crazy end. So if
I can't believe I muted myself, mate. I've muted myself at the wrong moment as well. I wanted you to have your moment, last lap commentary, but I saw it all unfold. I was aboard with Four-star's perspective. I'm watching your perspective right now on the last lap in towards the chicane. and you could see that Tope is defending, and you can see Katie trying to go around the outside. But I'm watching
Yeah, it
Four-Star's
was
point
an
of view.
awful camera angle it gave me. But I'm not too sure if Topo joined, but we have four star. I just how have you won? How have you won that race? I don't know. Just take us through it from your POV.
The race was all right. There was a train of about 3 or 4 of us, and the safety car, I don't think, well, several safety cars kind of, it ebbed and flowed, I think, a bit like me, Tope and Caden were together all the way through. And then obviously it's a 2-lap shootout, and I actually screwed the run up on the run down to 130R, and I was like, that's it, I'm out. I was in a party with Caden, and I said, I'm done. And then, of course, Tope went deep into the chicane. Caelan attacked. They started mashing each other, and I thought, I want no part in this, and scooped around the outside. I was panic smashing the DRS button. I didn't know if it was enabled. I didn't know if it was on. I didn't know if it was off. I was just mashing the DRS button to try and get me every little bit. That might have been what flapped me across the line. I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean the game decided to give me some shocking anger, but I know Jamie was on board with you, but I mean. Because like, at least to me anyway, obviously you were thereabouts, but I was not putting you as the main person to win, being third, obviously no DRS, but it just went over. But now that means you closed the gap at the top. I believe you were 14 points behind going into this race.
Yeah,
Something like that.
it was pretty close. Yeah, it was close. I think it was, well, I think it's me, Caelan, and Tope at the top anyway, isn't it? I think so. For us three to be together through the race, it's kind of that's how it should be, really. So it was, yeah, it was quite good. It was really good.
So I believe if I'm right, that means I think you're now only going to be 7 points off Caelan. I believe Tope is going to be, I believe it's going to be 6 or 7 off as well. So it's going to be roughly a neck and neck between you three. Obviously, next week we go to Yas Marina, I think it is, Abu Dhabi. How are you feeling ahead of that race?
Yeah, fine. I'll do a bit of practice before and see how it pans out. It's I don't particularly have any tracks I think I'm much better than others, really. But you never know until you turn up and see what everyone else is doing.
That's very true. And any questions for you, Jamie?
I can't wait to see this on your TikTok, mate, because that's definitely going to be a TikTok video.
I
for
can't.
Sure.
Yeah,
I was
good
just
point.
thinking that I cannot wait to see that on TikTok because obviously I know Jamie got the onboard view, but I didn't. I cannot wait to see that.
Yeah, we've got a problem with the TikToks because we now race like across platform. It doesn't record the party audio in my stream, and we can't work out to fix it. So they're not as entertaining as they used to be. But yeah, it'll probably be a bit more of a serious one. But yeah, there'll be one. There'll be one after that.
I can't
Well,
wait.
obviously
Can't see it.
I'm not here for the whole season. I'm just here for one off, maybe two. But I just want to say, mate, just good luck for the rest of the season. Whatever happens between you guys, and hopefully it's just a fair championship fight between all of you.
I can't believe after this race and last week, you don't want to be here for the whole season. It's we've got some of the best races in the world, I think.
Unfortunately, I got other things I need to commit to, like bigger leagues. So I can't.
We get it. We get it. Tier 1
yeah.
leagues. We get it. We understand.
So flex there, Jamie. But yeah, no. From my
Not
end,
tier 1.
From my
Don't
end,
want to be wasting your time with us tier 2 rejects.
I spent the whole season coming to you guys. Whole season.
It's a fair point. But for me, 4-star, congrats on an amazing win and good luck next week.
Thank you.
No problem. That is it, though, for round 5 here in Japan. Me and a thrilling race from start to finish. It never failed to have action. I mean, we went from the full wet to the inters to the dries, and there was always something going on. But I want to thank you, Jamie, for joining me for what was a thrilling race. It would have been so much harder to commentate if we didn't have you with me. So thank you very much for joining me.
Your pleasure, my pleasure, mate, as well. Like I've thoroughly enjoyed this race. I missed the lineup between me and you, the two stutterers in commentating box, but I have missed the lineup so much. It's been a long time since we've both commentated. Since tier 4 days as well, and to be alongside you for the first race in Division 2 since last season for me, and to witness this historic race, this epic 3-wide moment in towards the final corner, photo finish like the McQueen as well, like back in Cars 1. That was such an epic moment to see as well. I couldn't believe it as well when I witnessed that. But yeah, 4-star, I know you've been panicking as well because you didn't know you could win until the very last second, literally.
Yeah. Yeah. It was all right. A top 3 would have been fine, but yeah, I'll take a P1.
But yeah, either way,
Definitely will
thank you
take
very
a
much, mate.
P1. Yeah, and
I
thank you
hope to
very
conversate
much.
with you again, mate, one day or again.
Hopefully,
We'll meet
definitely.
again.
We definitely will. We definitely will. But that's all from us this Monday here in Tier 2. Join, obviously, Jamie will be commentating us sweats in Tier 1 on Thursday. I can't imagine it's going to be entertaining. I imagine it's going to be just DRS trains and people being sweaty. So-and-so's. But yeah, obviously it'll be the same time for that one on Thursday. But then obviously join. I presume it'll be me and Harry back on comms next week. I'll definitely be here from what I know. So yeah, same time 8 o'clock for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But that's all from us this week. Thank you all for joining, and we'll see you all next week.